the favor for 4 positions. I'm seeing it getting picked up a lot more. I know Viking even tried it, I believe, yesterday or the day before when they played a series on Aramis. So we're seeing this one come up a little bit more. And I really have to say this one because it's a blast from the past as well. We got Funnick Darkseer. This used to be his most iconic hero back in the day. Super cool. And then we've got just the standard, you know, same 3 other heroes that Level Up played. They've been really solid with it. The Snap, the Warlock, and this Spectre. When we look at Viking, you know, they got, I like the Mirana plus the Tidehunter. He didn't go for the Blightstone, which, you know, that just means he's going to be going for like a Rush or Urn, which is going to be the case. But it will be able to not apply as much pressure. I think, you know, he's playing versus the Spectre Warlock. He's probably just thinking, I need to maximize. Let's just get Kezu farm. We're not going to kill too much. We're definitely not going to kill the Spectre unless something really goes wrong down there. Maybe we get some kills on the Warlock. Don't know if we need the Blightstone anyway. So this is a cool approach by him. And yeah, we'll see if the 5-position Tusk works. That's quite a big difference than we usually see.
Yeah, I mean, a complete sort of change up compared to heroes like Oracle. Well, I guess you're still a hero with a save. Now, that's what we're going to be looking out for if Celery can make those big snowball plays.
Yep. Can be a little hard versus, you know, your vacuums, your avalanches. Yeah. Avalanche is very annoying. The little mini instances of avalanche will prevent you from getting your snowball off if you're not facing the correct direction instantly. Yeah, and the Golem. You know, Golem is always going to be something to just break the kind of saves because it's just such a massive area. All right, let's see how this one goes underway. We're seeing some lane swapping coming out already. Kezu heading toward the top. See the Warlock starting to match it. Both teams trying to get this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, who's trying to dodge what here?
Darkseer wants to dodge Jug is what I would have expected.
Okay.
They want to have this Warlock plus Spectre laning versus the Tidehunter because he can just free farm. They can't really apply as much pressure. If Spectre's also versus Jug, same thing. So I guess they actually just have to have the Darkseer versus the Jug, actually, now that I think about it that way. Because they can't actually put it anywhere else because that Spectre doesn't want to lane versus him. And they're just going to have to accept the fact that Funnick's in the hard lane.
Sure, but it's a lane where he shouldn't die, right? I mean, they got measures to catch him with the sharp block and the damage from the Blade Fury, but at least he can sit back, try and push out the wave with the Iron Shells.
Yeah, he'll get some levels. We'll see Shad just up to Shad to get all those denies. So just really watching the Jug, watch those numbers. He wants to get almost every single one to prevent that XP. He actually missed 2 just now. So Funnick, he's going to get level 2 off of this range creep already. So he's got at least a little bit of an element to save himself. And we're seeing Aramis. He's starting to arrow those big creeps. And in the top lane, we're going to see Kezu get himself a pretty decent amount of farm too. Sure, Fatal Bonds will be a little bit tickling, but that just means the Kezu's going to get farm, RDO is going to get farm. So we'll have some farm carries this game for sure.
And hopefully, you know, for the sake of a good game of Dota, we'll see Viking have a bit of a better shot than they did in Game 1. As Game 1 was a complete stomp, really, by Level Up. Very impressive.
Well, they didn't lose 2 couriers already, right? Because last game they already lost 2 couriers.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, that Bounty Hunter first ban, no surprise in the draft after what happened in the first game.
Looks like we're getting some rune contests. DNZ just trying to toss and mess with Boom at the moment. He's also going to be able to steal that other water rune away. So Noob, he gets the refill. Boom, he'll get his bottle out. But yeah, some good stuff coming out again here for Noob in the mid lane. And we're seeing Shad 9 denies. Good stuff. That's what we want to say when you're playing versus that Darkseer.
See mid, Noob stepping up pretty far here. He is able to jump back with the cookie. Have they got the damage? Boom's trying to chase this, but the bottle regen will be enough to keep Noob safe. Not quite able to finish him.
That was close. Nice rotation. The 5-position Tusk coming in to try to make a move. As he's really trying to help Boom, because Boom is starting to struggle a bit there. We're seeing the 7 last hits, not able to get much help with the runes either. Noob walks into the Remnant.
He's gone back in.
He walked into it.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. I mean, he was incredibly low HP. What was he thinking? I mean, there wasn't really many other outcomes than guaranteed death when he did that.
I think maybe his model, he just didn't think, like his model is just so big as a Snapfire, he just clipped the edge of the Remnant. I mean, unfortunate for him, but very nice there for Viking. Boom needed that.
See Celery, he's going to try and deny himself to the neutrals.
Deny.
Nicely done there. Gets himself taken down by the creep cap.
And like, look at Funnick. 3 last hits. Kezu, he can't get pressured. Warlock Spectre, sure, like at the first level, it's a little annoying, but you're Tidehunter. You're able just to sustain right through this. Perfectly fine. He's even going to be having a hood very early on. This is just infinitely better compared to last time for Viking.
Yeah, I mean, and you're right as well. You know, this very much was lanes that Level Up did choose to take. Yeah, they knew that Funnick was going to have to play the hard lane, but
Yeah.
Maybe we're hoping to get a little bit more than he's able to do so far. As with this sort of setup, it just shows, you know, Vikings draft this time round has just made it very hard for Level Up to get good lanes across the board. One of the lanes is going to be pretty much impossible to play, it seems.
Yeah, just it's much stronger lanes, and honestly, like not losing your bottle, not losing 2 careers, your 5 position doesn't lose 600+ gold instantly right at the start of the game, right? Because he's not giving it to. So there's just a lot of differences that are coming out with this game, and yeah, it's looking good. And you know, I'm not the biggest fan of this 4 position Tiny right now. I don't know if the buffs were really that significant because it's just really the toss bottom.
Bottom lane, they've got it.
They will find Phonic.
Nicely lined up arrow there from Aramis, gets the angle, buys enough time for them to close in. And Shad.
And he's got an urn charge now. Pretty nice.
So now that lane gets even trickier for him to come back to.
Oh, Noob. He jumped in. He cookied forward. Celery's in position.
Yeah, he's playing a little over-aggressive this time. And Celery is taking tower hits, and Noob, he's tanky enough. So despite his aggressive positioning, they don't quite have enough damage between the two of them to punish him.
They're starting to recognize the fact that Noob is playing a little bit overzealous there, though. He's using the cookie aggressively forward quite a lot, so Celery's trying to punish that. And DNZ, he'll be able to find the snag here over on the side with the combo. We'll probably give away his ward.
See Kezu taking away the stack.
He's just taking the stack, yep.
I mean, Noob's going to have to come across to try and do something about this.
Oh, the Fatal Bonds. He's angling it with the Fatal Bonds, too. Gets dispelled now.
And Kezu's still going to clean up the majority of those creeps there. Because Smash finishes off. DNZ's going to come in and see if they got enough damage with the toss, but there's backup as well here for Viking. As they close in, turn towards Noob. Noob, he's trapped in by the shard. They're still doubting if they have enough damage to kill him off as he's being healed up by the Shadow Word. Whoa, nearly walked straight back into the arrow, but he won't. Sticks to the side. DNZ does go down. A Viking bringing in the numbers, and this time round, this game, Viking having a much better shot at winning these earlier skirmishes.
Yeah, they've got... I mean, Shad doesn't need help. They can just completely leave this jug in the bottom lane. Phonic actually has to go start jungling to try to find something. They can make moves as 4. Love the move from Kezu, too, just walking in, stealing stack. He got the majority there, so some good stuff coming out from Viking. And even camping the runes now, Celery, looking for it. Noob, maybe hoping that he can get it. Might actually be able to.
And they get the kill as well on Boom. Very nicely done there between the two of them. Just perfectly maxing out the duration. They're able to disable the Void Spirit.
Yeah, DNZ, he's making the Tiny work too. 2-1 so far. Level 3, making the moves around to try to fix these lanes. We'll see how Phonic recovers. He's up to level 5, so a little bit safer. A little bit more farm that he's going to be able to get because of that Iron Shell. Still super susceptible to death if he shows his face at all. Shad is now level 6. He's got the mana as well too for the Omni.
This time, probably not going to have the damage. No, Boom's fine. Now with the trying with the kisses, but Boom, I mean, he is not level 6, so no Astral Step. Oh, and they get the kill again. Okay. Very well done there between the two of them. And DNZ, he may die, but RDO is going to be very happy with that play, able to jump in and get a kill on the mid with that first horn.
It's a heavy commitment because they do have to commit both ults, but they did have the catapult there. So they got about half damage on the tower, so pretty decent. We're going to see Shad. He's doing the same thing down bottom. He'll be able to get the full one, though. So we're seeing level up, a little bit different of a game this time. They're going to have to start expending more ults to get these kills to bring themselves back in this early game. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more of a recovery for them as the Stark series is quite far behind. I mean,
it was a big kill in the sense that it's going to significantly slow down Boom's momentum. That was at a point where he just respawned, so the TP's still on cooldown. He's having to walk back to lane. And at this stage of the game where he was that close to hitting the 6, and obviously hitting that level 6 timing on the Void Spirit is everything for making those moves before those side lane heroes get too many of those early items that allow them to survive those early rotations from the Void Spirit. So big hit there to Boom's game.
And this hero has gotten pretty significant nerfs. Like everything pretty much across the board got nerfed.
Is it that bad of a nerf? I don't know. It's obviously a nerf, but I feel the hero is still... fundamentally, this hero is still just great.
Absolutely. I think the ones that hurt for me the most is just the small things on Astral. You feel these small little cast range changes, these small little replenish changes. It definitely hurts you quite a bit there. As DNZ will deny away a regen.
They're gonna... Oh, actually, running off the mark. DNZ might be able to step back. Boom committing for this. See if they can get him. They will. They will manage to get him there with the 3 of them. Well, did actually, had a full stick. Could have maybe made them try and chase him up to the high ground. Might have even been able to live. As there was no step left to chase on.
Yeah, maybe wanted to save it for future. I'm not sure. Looked like maybe he lives. Viking immediately smoke up again. No hesitation. Void Spirit level 6. He's got an Astral Step charge. And Noob, he's actually walking into the river here.
And they're in onto him. Arrow's going to be off the mark, though, and he's able to cookie up to the high ground. Noob's fine. Push with RDO, LeBron, and Funnick coming in from the side. Viking can't fight up into this high ground.
Now they're starting to bring the Darkseer into the fray, something we used to see, again, Blast of the Past, the Darkseer plus Spectre, something to enable the Spectre to be a little bit more powerful. Funnick, he's going to start playing with his team. Maybe looking to try something on Kezu, but he's got a hood. So let's see how this one works out.
I mean,
they're going to throw everything.
Are a lot of damage, though. Kezu's going to pot the Ravage, try and get the reach onto the Snapfire, but Noob at a sufficient of enough distance to not be caught by the stun, and now that's a Ravage down the drain.
Yeah, I thought he might just accept his death. Maybe he thought he was tankier than he was because of the hood and the stick.
I mean, if he did catch... Yeah, I think he was hoping that he'd catch the snap there. If he catches the snap, then he might live. But...
it was the last glob as well, too, as DNZ.
True.
He'll be found.
Let's see if they can get more out of this Viking. I'm going to try and go for Funnick here, but Funnick's getting healed up by LeBron. As Aramis is having to run. Boom as well, also having to respect the fatal bonds here as the two of them are getting brought down pretty low. Kezu's back in the lane, Cookie forward, they're in, onto Boom. If they got enough damage to take down Boom, Boom still alive, but only just. Boom's got to be careful. Dagger's out. Snowball save will protect him from that damage at least, so not bringing him down low enough to a point that may have tempted RDO to commit with the Haunt.
I like how they're using RDO even to try to apply some pressure here. He's going for the same build as last time, just Blade Mail has maxed out that dispersion, but he can actually get involved in this game because of this, because he's got that Ion Shell, and now he'll be able to farm up his Ancients because he does have that max dispersion. I think they wanted to try to pull Shad out of the bottom lane. That's why they were so eager to push up top, but Shad's holding to it. He's staying bottom, getting his good Battle Fury timing. And yeah, level 9 too. He's having a really solid start as DNZ. Noob's a bit low on mana. We'll jump in.
Yeah, I've got this DD, but of course nowhere near enough damage to take down Kezu. Kezu doesn't mind at all. And some of these sort of core item changes on the carries, like Shad still farming away for the Battle Fury, did get nerfed. I mean, realistically, did this really get nerfed enough to start seeing it less, or do you think we're going to see the same heroes in the same situation just continue to buy it because of how key it is for what it does?
I think we'll still see it picked up for certain heroes. It definitely hurts, though. You know, the creep reduction, it really is like an item that's all about creeps, right? So it hurts. It definitely does hurt.
But it's still like so valued.
Still so good.
The build-up's so nice. I feel like you're going to have to make some pretty serious changes to the item to put people off buying it.
Yeah, I don't think this was enough of maybe not enough of a nerf to make people not buy it on these big heroes. Like, especially when you're getting this type of a game, right?
Oh,
Shad has literally had the most free game ever. You're going to go for it here. And you're playing versus Spectre, so you want to have the super carry in this game. And 1150, he's got it done with Phase Boots. They're setting up for him, though.
See if they can take him down.
Wait, what? Oh, he tossed to the... Wait, what? To the Spectre?
I think he must have. Wait, because he ended up in the middle of the river.
Messed up. And now the
Ravage is coming out. They're looking to turn this around. Shad's going to live. And they get him with a cookie. It still actually ends up pretty good for level up. They get the two of them. Kezu and Celery just sort of ending up right in front of Noob. So no, Shad may not have died, but level up will still take that. They're not even done yet. Oh, leap away from the cookie here, Aramis. He's going to try and run. RDO staying in on top of him. So if they can turn towards Boom.
He's very tanky. But can we?
Can we get a replay?
I think the haunt happened, and he tossed as the haunt illusion happened, and the illusion swapped position with Spectre, right? So it tossed to the haunt illusion that Spectre swapped with, right? I think that's what it was.
That's what it was. Which was
it looked really bizarre.
We'll see it here.
Because he was dead, but he.
Yep. There we go.
Because right, look.
So
he tossed it to the haunt. Yep.
Yeah, but why is he going to the tree?
Because that's where the Spectre illusion was. That's where the Spectre was when he jumped, right?
No, he was. Nobody was there.
Wait, what the hell?
Nobody.
Oh, it's in between, and that's the max distance?
You're right. Spectre currently is in the mid lane, and you're right. It's got to be to do with there being a max distance to when it tosses to a target, as you say. So indeed.
But it looked like he tossed it just up, but I guess it did somehow toss to the illusion that the haunt was at, and then it somehow just... Okay, well, Dota2, ladies and gentlemen.
No, but you're absolutely right. It's to do with the positioning of the illusion and the fact that there is still that hard limitation on how far the toss can go if the target gets moved across the map. So it goes in just the direction. But it saves his life.
Pretty cool.
Yes, Shad lives.
Saves Shad.
He would have been dead for sure.
You know, they lose 2 heroes, Ravage goes down, but yeah, Shad's alive, and Shad is still having a spectacular game, which his team does feel like they kind of need. You know, he's been free farming, but things are starting to crumble all around the rest of it. You know, Spectre's free farming, Warlock's chilling, everyone on the side of Level Up is starting to get a decent amount of farm. DNZ's on his way toward Blink for a hard initiation for their team. So
I'll tell you what, mechanic-wise, though, it's a good job that he didn't end up getting tossed to the mid, because imagine sort of the fountain tossing potential there. If you haunt from fountain, jump out whilst it's being tossed to the illusion, and they get sent all the way into your fountain, that would be amazing. But
well, now we'll have to look for new strategies, right?
Yeah, you can't. At least you can manipulate the angle, I guess. You know, if you're able to sort of position in a way to get quite a long-distance toss, but most of the time it's probably going to cause more issues than actually positive, so they'll have to be careful around that haunt toss next time.
I love Dota. I love when we just see weird stuff. Buybacks in place and just, yeah. All right, so some little chill moments for both sides. This benefits Viking, of course, even though they're playing versus that Spectre lineup. You know, Ravage was down. Yeah. Now they've got time for Ravage to come back up. Shad gets his farm online, and now they're making a move here with Moonlight, trying to claim the high ground. Got that bounty rune spawning right now at 15. See what they find. DNZ, it's going to be him.
Quick jump, see if they're going to try and do anything in return. Level up? No, they'll let him go. Got the setup here to take the mid-tier 1 Viking. Again, level up. No interest in trying to fight right now when they know that these abilities are up for Viking.
Yep, RDO just still farming, doing the same exact build it looks like from last time. Looks good to me. He still goes the same thing. Diffuser was a little bit more valuable in the last game, but because of the buffs, it still might be a decent option versus something like Tide, where you can just burn the mana. Rotation's coming out the same ward as last game that Level Up used. Viking is not taken out this time again. Spotting all the moves here from these two.
They're playing very aggressive here. See if they can get Celery.
They really want to try to get a tower. You know, they haven't gotten a single one just yet in this game because of their lineup.
They're hungry for kills here. And they should get this. Nice little dodge of the cookie with the snowball. But still dead. Let's level up. Dropping the wall for that, for the position 5.
Yep. Just reading the state of the game, right? Vikings just playing the farm game, so they're like, okay, let's just start blowing what we can to get this tower. They will at least get this tier 1 finally, as they get themselves a little bit of map control, as it's been Viking, for the most part, leading the charges on those towers. DD bottom for Boom, who is just going for a straight Aghanims rush. That'll be pretty nice. He'll be able to... Now another way for them to stop that Mortimer Kisses, because they do lack a few ways to do it. You know, Moxie was saying, you know, the arrow. Besides that, it's like the Tusk, Snowball, Punch, Ravage. This will make it a lot easier for him to just stop it. And you know, the Blanket Silence is always just nice.
And just a game as well, where he's obviously not pressured to buy any defensive item himself early on. There isn't that silence. Or even sort of an instant stun, you know. Avalanche and Cookie. Most of the time, you're going to be able to react to as a Void Spirit, unless they do get the instant jump on you, which, you know, DNZ does now have the blink, so we'll have to be a little wary of the Tiny getting that blink.
At least he's tanky. That's the nice thing, though, right? He's got the point boost and all these stats, so he can't get burst. And we're seeing also Kezu. He's going for straight tanky, but also I feel like this is just the jug enable, right?
Oh,
they're going
for like Medallion Solar on the Tusk,
and then Ags, exactly. Ags Gush with Omni. He'll be able to do tons of damage, and the Battle Fury will benefit too from all this minus armor. So yeah, this will be a nice build when it all kicks together. It's Kezu. They're trying for him.
They're gonna go straight away here with the kisses, but Kezu's out. A very ambitious move there from Level Up. And now LeBron just tanking the front lines as a Warlock. He will get the Golem down. Vacuum Haunt as well out. The Tide Ravage comes out in return. RDO falling a little low, but he's got the Essence Ring. He'll turn towards the Healing Ward, take it out. They've brought down a couple, but the Slashes are taking them down in return as Shad gets in with the ultimate, able to cut down 3 of them.
Decent connection of ults, but yeah, just caught by the shards in the front line on the Warlock. The Omni Slash just doing a bit too much. RDO also just got exploded. I don't know if he was he not full HP when he jumped in, because he looked a little low initially, but
I think he just gets focus fired down. I think it was just the initial combo, wasn't it?
That was just the initial combo.
I mean, you're right. I don't think he was 100%. No, I think you're right. He couldn't have been 100% when he entered.
Oh, and now Noob, he's a bit far forward.
Hey, shows himself pushing the bottom lane.
He's okay. Yeah, that was a bit awkward. They tried to get the jump initially on Kezu, wasted kisses. They couldn't get the nice toss because the creeps were there. So a little awkward there as Viking benefits heavily. And now they'll get these, you know, they'll probably finish up these next few items. Kezu will have that Ags finished up for the next one too. And level up, at least they still got a good combo. That's what I was happy to see. You know, we got the rock, we got the fatal bonds in the vacuum. It wasn't quite enough. The healing ward is going to be a big issue for them in a lot of the fights. RDO, like, he just beelined to the healing ward in the fight to try to stop it.
Such a strong ability. Kezu, he's the target here as they toss him back. See if they can bring him down with the Spectre and the illusions. They should. I say they should. It's taken them a lot of effort here. Kezu's still alive. The healing ward's down. Kezu's not going to die. He's going to live. The vacuum will drag him back in, but this healing ward keeping him more than safe, as there's no chance of bringing down the tide. They'll turn towards DNC. DNC, he does get cookied over the trees, and he's actually away. So they won't kill Kezu, but they don't lose anything for the effort. Everybody else is able to get out of there. But Kezu, very tanky. Yeah,
tanky build. This is the point boost in the Ogre Club coming into play for sure. And I mean, healing ward's really going to be a problem. He even went for the talent. You know, the minus 20-second healing ward. We're seeing a lot more people doing that one. I think people are, for the most part, saying it's the better talent, but, you know, people are greedy. The 20 attack speed, it just looks good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're not going to see this talent being taken in your pub games. Well, we'll see this. Kezu. I mean, maybe, you know, it felt like they would potentially have enough with the damage from these illusions from RDO, but not quite. Not quite enough. Kezu making it away. And with that in mind, nobody on Viking going down.
Oh, he didn't have a neutral item at that point either. The bullwhip was coming on the courier, so it was very close to him going down, but now up to 5k lead. Doing a lot better. And we're seeing the upheaval also. Another thing why it's picked versus that Tidehunter, you know, it keeps getting applied. So you can't actually walk out of it with your Kraken. Pretty nice counter to it, actually. Shad just getting, continues to just get so massive, and it's a good matchup versus Spectre at all stages of the game, this Jug. When you're able to go for this type of build, you don't have to really worry about dispersion as much, especially when you just start getting to your Omnis and your Shard and all that kind of stuff, and your Aghanims. You're just able to just prevent a lot of that damage that's going to be going out onto yourself. And it's same build, though. No Diffusal first, but RDO is going to be going for the Aghanims first to fight more frequently.
Yeah, as I said last game, it definitely felt strong in the game where they're ahead. This time it is being done from behind, so interested to see what sort of effect RDO can have with it this time.
And Funnick, he's got the key item. So he didn't go the Greaves Dominator, nothing like that. He's gone the Ags. He wants his damage. He wants that potential.
They're straight in. Look at the burst through Boom, but Boom's able to jump out with 2 steps. RDO's immediately over towards him, but the Dissimulate, Boom, he's still going to go down. They take down the Void Spirit. Now we'll see if they can look towards anything else. The healing ward down from Shad, keeping it at a good distance, healing up both Celery and Kezu. Ravage comes out, they're ready to turn. They come in with the Omni Slash, the arrow as well, straight onto RDO. RDO goes down, the bounce is fully over there to the 3 of them. Funnick's got to run, Shad's turning over towards LeBron. LeBron's healing himself up with the Shadow Ward over to the side. Noob and DNC able to actually burst down Aramis. Shad will finally finish off LeBron. He's lost 3 of his teammates though, just Shad and Kezu left alive.
These healing wards, they're just having trouble getting to it. Nobody wants to commit for it to kill it. It's giving them the time to reset the fight and get the good positioning. Great Ravage from Kezu. He gets the Ravage connection with the arrow coming into to finish off the Spectre. And then it's just beautiful. The Gush, the Ags that we mentioned with the Omni Slash, nice cleanup. And right around Roche. And that was level up with their fight. They were looking for this one with that Darkseer, but the Rock was a second late. They didn't get the combo onto Boom. So they got to be a little better how they do chain up all their stuns. It's going to be a tough one to defend here.
Well, let's see what they can do around the pit. Can they put a stop to this? As Viking, they're getting it down. RDO, he's heading straight in. He's having a look. He's pretty low. Is he able to get him with any sort of steal? Radiant, they're going to be able to get the kill, but Shad will still be able to pick up the Aegis. As level up, they'll lose DNC maybe. DNC actually able to get the toss off. Brings down Celery with him. Over towards the side. Aramis has got him with the stun onto Noob. They're running down the Snapfire. Noob holding them back with the blast, but Shad's in with the crits for the Remnant. It'll grab him. So they bring down Noob. A good effort there for level up to try and interrupt the Roche. They're able to at least get the kill, but Shad still being able to pick up the Aegis, have it ready for the next move, and also off the back of that, pretty much having the gold done for his Skadi, as he just continues to look untouchable this game.
I mean, it really does help that he did survive that one time when they were ganking him. As he super farmed, doing an excellent job. And RDO almost gets the Aegis, though. A nice little attempt there with the Surge, with the Ion Shell. He feels tanky. You know, he's got like 2100 HP almost with that Ion Shell. So it makes the run in, but yeah, Viking prepared for it. And immediately go to the side lanes, pushing them out. Still doing a good job. Boom, he's still struggling this game, but because of how farm Shad is, it's making all that difference.
Yeah, and it's not like Noob is too far ahead on the other side either. No. You know, still a similar pace of a game for Noob in comparison to Boom this time round.
Yeah, Noob's definitely not, it's not the same, right? There's not this bounty who's just been making your life super nice. This time he did not get the same kind of help from the Tiny. Although they did shut down Boom pretty hard in the mid lane. Anyway, from the rotations, he's not been enabled as nicely. And he's versus Jug. It's going to make the game a lot harder when you're Snap versus Jug. And versus a lot of heroes that get on top of you.
Oh, yeah, they're straining onto him as Noob. And he's going to E-Blade himself to try and protect. But shouts in with the Blade Fury. More than enough magical damage to burn through Noob. See if they can chase for more here. LeBron's going for the TP out. He's away. Nothing to put a stop to it as he sneaks away. The cover of the shadows.
So many tools to get on top of this poor Snap. Just now that it's all started to kick together here, like, you know, your snowballs, your Void Spirit Astrals, even your Jug can just run in. There's so many ways to get onto this Snap. And Shad pushing forward confidently now, level 20. They've got the Solar Crest on the 5 position even for Celery now too. So Shad just well and fully enabled.
Yeah, he's crushing it this game.
Yep.
They set him up perfectly with the lanes. A completely free lane against Funix Darkseer. And now he's a huge issue for level up.
Yep. Now Funix just going to have to use the wall with the Ion Shell Jug illusion to just be the real carry. Viking with firm and true map control now. Kind of pick and choose what they want to do here.
Level up
RDO
much.
actually did go for the defusal, by the way. So he did have the Aghanims all, and he was going for pieces, but nope, just commits for the defusal. So
yeah, I think not too surprising in a game where they're behind, right? Just having the defusal is going to give you a lot more potential in these fights. You're not really in situations where you're going to be able to use the Shadow Step off cooldown to make big moves. So you know, just building up your potential as the hero itself in these team fights that Viking are going to be bringing to you.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be nice, at least some extra damage, which it really does feel like they're going to need in just any type of mana burn, anything. They just really need quite a bit more in the fights as the arrow hits onto LeBron.
And they're straight in onto him, he's gone. Down for 30 seconds here, Shad's just going to continue to push on with the Aegis. That shot as well, ready to keep on punching through. Not a lot that can stop this Jug here from this siege as level up. They're not able to push Viking back yet. They're not going to even try and take a fight. They'll just let Viking take the mid-racks.
Yeah, they know even with a Warlock buyback, it's impossible to win that fight on it. So lose the racks, try to get yourself your own farm. DNZ, he's actually just been kind of chilling in the jungle here, not really moving much. Doesn't really feel like he can probably do much anyway, as Viking just now have firm control, good vision as well. And they still have some good time with the Aegis. They still have about a minute where it's pretty tough for level up to get out.
No. And it just seems that this sort of game as well, it's a lot harder for RDO to find his targets. You know, he said already just not having the same sort of enabling support cast that he had last game from the Night Stalker and the Bounty, and the fact that, you know, who is he sort of jumping on at the start of these fights? You know, Tussler's going to be into a snowball, Morano's going to be 3 leaps away, and Kezu, you know, you're not going to stand the chance of killing this Tide.
Yeah, it's a much more difficult option, right? Like last time, it's just like, oh, Oracle. You're always going on Oracle. Always get the backlines. There isn't really a backline anymore, especially because they've gotten all this farming. They have their own built-in mechanics. So yeah, much harder for him. They're gonna have to play some crazy long fights on the side of the Radiant to try to win these. Because I'm just looking at Vikings. The explosive team fight that they can have immediately is just crazy. And like the Spectre needs to get as many daggers off, needs to get as many chases in, the Ion Shells, and even just this wall. You have to as much benefit from it as possible because. Yeah, it's starting to look pretty tough for them to take down Shad at any points in this game. They only have the one real big disable, right? The only one big disable through that spin, which is that Warlock Golem. Shad just has so much freedom. As we're seeing them ready to go. And I mean, Shad it is just a truly enabled Jug. You know, your 5 position Solar Crest, you got Bullwhip, you got Ags Gush, like everything's just great for you.
Back in action, and really, if you have Viking, they get one of these tier 2s going, they'll be ready to set up for another high ground siege. But Level Up doing their best to push the lanes out. LeBron, he has been found here.
Slowly dying.
Nothing's going to save him from Shad.
more map control going the way of Viking and level up. They've still only gotten that one tower. Just the way that this whole game has gone and the way that their draft works this time. They don't hit buildings with Spectre this time. And up bottom. Boom's found a target.
No, DNZ was going to go for the TP out.
Oh.
And he's actually away there. DNZ.
Very cute.
Very nice escape.
Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
Now the blink on Noob. So at least some way of, probably for the most part, getting out of there if they do start charging his way.
Okay. Almost has the shard. He's going to have blink and shard. So they can do some fun combos. So we've got the blink shard with vacuum. It's probably one of the coolest ones with like the 2-second stun pushback. Funnick. Arrow actually, wow, looked like it was going to miss, but connects onto him. And that looks like a dead Funnick.
Yep, they're going to go, oh, the E-Blade. Oh, it doesn't matter. Blade Fury will finish him off. Shad still gets the kill.
And now behind, Kezu.
Ardio's trying to get in on this. I mean, with their Darkseer down, want to be a little careful here. Noob having to hide in the trees. But, with a blink away, he's fine.
Kezu's just cutting him off. And, oh, a DD spawns outside the Roche pit. With Roche, of course, not back up. And also a Paladin sword for our Jug. He also has an Elven tunic, so he's actually going to pass over that Paladin sword to Kezu. And wow, yeah, Kezu's going to be pretty immortal now.
With this lifesteal, yeah, on this smash. Yeah, it's going to be pretty insane.
Hey, remember, the other thing about Paladin sword too, spell lifesteal now. So even more beneficial for the Tidehunter. He's got this Gush, his Ravage to spam. So yeah, he's going to be really durable as DNZ. He won't be. Because he gets found out again, trying to do just some funny business. It's getting to that point in the game where I feel like Level Up just doesn't really know what they can do on the map.
No,
they're not able to get out anywhere.
I mean, what? Yeah, the spell lifesteal addition to Paladin Sword, that's definitely, for me, that's one of the whys of the patch. You know, why? This item wasn't bad. I mean, sure, you know, certain heroes would be not very happy to find it, but yeah, it was already pretty good, right? A slot that gave you lifesteal without the need to commit a talent or one of your 6 items to. I mean,
but you know what, Owen?
It's insane.
Thank God that they destroyed IO before that change went in. Because imagine an IO with spell lifesteal, life amplification, and all that. Oh my God, get me out. That'd be horrifying.
Oh boy. Oh, top lane Noob.
Noob. Oh no.
It's getting rough. I mean, they're starting to feel they're very much in a similar situation to that Viking was in game 1. It's game's just turned completely on its head. And yeah. I honestly, I really do feel that the vital bit about that is taking away the bounty hunter, and it does sort of raise some concern. You know, can Level Up still perform that same level of play when DNZ isn't on his best hero?
Well, it's DNZ not on his best hero, and just Funnick not able to have the same type of impact this game, right? Like he just got so shut down as the Starkseer. Sure, he's farmed.
Look at this from Kezu. He's hunting them out completely.
He's got the Ravage.
He's got right round behind them. Ravage down onto the 4. The arrow follow-up from Aramis as Ardio's going to start the fight off very low HP. And we'll look to turn, see if they can do anything about this. Ardio having to back up. He's out into the trees. He will live. The slashes from Shad, I believe, for the most part, coming out onto the illusions. So off to the side. They'll control DNZ. They'll bring down the Tiny. But all things said and done, definitely could have been a lot worse there for Level Up. But they do manage to get Ardio out and the rest of them alive.
I'm not sure how that actually happened. They were actually able to reset away. And Kezu, he didn't trust in himself. Maybe if he trusted himself a little bit more. He was pinging that the Spectre was caught in the trees, but he probably just expected him to TP'd out sooner. And Kezu just an absolute beast. He now has level 20, so the Gush talent online, minus 11 armor now in an AoE.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think you're going to see Tide. I mean, already pretty insane with certain lineups, but the Axe Tide. Yeah, it's just brilliant with any of these carries that hit multiple heroes, right? You know, you sort of...
Oh, funny.
As well. Oh, he's going to jump in with the punch. Onto Shad. Gives him a bit of a spook here, Shad, as Shad's got to put the Blade Fury and the Healing Ward down and start to back off. Level Up are going to try and chase this. Ardio going straight for the Healing Ward. Kezu is onto the back lines, has taken down LeBron. DNZ jumps in with the combo. Combo follow-up as well from Noob. They're looking to bring down the Tusk. They've been able to do it. They take down Celery. Ardio getting fully focused, though, with the Blade Fury damage coming out as well. Ardio trying to juke up to the high ground, but the burst damage is there from Aramis with the Starstorm. Funnick getting gushed. He'll try and run away, but Shad has more than enough damage. See if RDO can turn this around.
Yo, he's on Shad.
He is coming in onto the jug, Shad. He's going to be able to make it out of there. He's trying to run the Blade Furies back up. He's heading away. DNZ trying to block him out. But Shad's actually been able to bring down DNZ. The healing ward out yet again. Stun holds back RDO. Shad, he's going to live. They couldn't kill him even with that buyback. Shad, in fact, he's turning. Crits down LeBron. Turns over towards RDO. With that minus armor, RDO doesn't stand a chance. This is an ultra kill for Shad. GG is called. As Viking, they do really hit back in game 2 with the same ferocity that they got taken down with in game 1.
Flawless game from Shad.